It is one of the longest running festivals in Delaware, dating all the way back to the early 30s.
Yeah, the first one was a simple flower and garden show, and now Dover Days is a family event celebrating the heritage and community spirit. And here to tell us more are Lorraine Dion, Director of Public Relations and Special Events for Kent County Tourism, and Diane Laird, who is a plein air artist. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Let's start out with you, Lorraine. First of all, you know, this festival really celebrates Delaware's history, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It started in 1933 as a simple garden tour, as you mentioned, and it's grown into one of the longest running festivals in Delaware, and it celebrates our tradition, our history of Dover, the state, and also contemporary times, what's going on now.
How about that?
Hence the pictures.
Hence the pictures. There you go. Diane, there's going to be a plein air paint out. You're a plein air artist. What is that?
Plein air is painting in the outdoors, in the open air. And as you can imagine, that brings all kinds of interest and sometimes some confusion because of the weather. You never really quite know what the weather's going to be, and that will affect the way the artist paints, and so the final outcome can be.
Now, you brought something along with you, and that's what we're looking at now. What is this?
This is a residence on the green, and this was from last year's plein air paint out.
This is yours?
Yes, and this was done in a timed exercise, which was 3 hours and underneath.
And do I understand you won with this?
I did. I won second place.
Wow.
She did great.
Yeah, and then you're going to be showing us, giving us an example of that a little later on in the show.
That's right.
You're working on
I
something.
started a painting, and I do pen and ink and watercolors, so that the ink is on the drawing. Did that in the studio just while waiting, and I'll be painting that in the next few minutes.
Nice. All right, Lorraine, now we'll get to that in just a few moments, but first of all, you know, this festival used to be called Old Dover Days, but not anymore.
It did. About 5 years ago, the name changed to Dover Days because we wanted to incorporate a lot of the contemporary things that have been happening in the last few years. So although we do our traditional maypole dancing and the governor and Mrs. Markell and the horse-drawn carriages and military reenactments, we also have, you know, exciting things like sandcastle building and, you know, vertical climbs and kids activities and car shows. So we wanted to be all-encompassing all 80 years.
So you got new with the old. So you've got a special guest for your 80th celebration.
We do. Not only the 80th celebration, but Dover, Delaware was founded 330 years ago by William Penn. So we have American Historical Theater William Penn coming on April 28th at 2 o'clock at the Old State House to do a toast and kick off Dover Days for us. And so that'll be exciting, and then he'll do a free public presentation afterwards. So that'll be really unique because besides Philadelphia, most people don't know that Dover was founded by William Penn.
And I've heard you've got the Delaware Symphony too.
We do. Friday night of Dover Days from 6 to 9, we have the Delaware Symphony for the first time, free for all the residents and visitors of Dover, plus great fireworks to follow that evening.
So much going on. Tell us about the vintage baseball game.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. That is Sunday at 2 o'clock on all 405 feet of Legislative Mall. We have the Diamond State Baseball Club coming. They play baseball according to the rules of the 1860s during the Civil War era. They are part of a vintage baseball league. They will be playing a team from Lewis. It'll last 2 hours, and believe me, they use all 405 feet of the mall.
Wow.
And one thing about the turn of the century baseball is that there really are no rules. I mean, so it's very exciting, and that was a hit last year, and we brought it back by popular demand. So.
Alrighty. Well, Diane, you're going to actually start on a painting for us. We're going to check in on you as the show goes on. Lorraine, Diane, thank you so much for telling us about this.
Welcome.
Let us share with you the details of the event. Legislative Mall in downtown Dover, Friday the 3rd from 6 to 9, Saturday the 4th from 9 to 5, and Sunday the 5th from 11 to 4. Ladies, thank you so much. And as always, if you'd like to know more information about Dover Days, including a complete schedule of the events and times, go to DelmarvaLife.com and click on the show tab. It's now on the left side of your homepage. And still to come on Delmarva Life, another great event, Pounding the Pavement for a Good Cause.
Yeah, Brian Spires is in Salisbury this afternoon with a look at a 5K that's helping young people on Delmarva. Brian?
Well, Lisa, it's called the Daffy Dash 5K, and it's helping pregnant teens or teen moms stay in school and care for their children coming up. We'll tell you more about the program and how you can help this weekend.